Hey guys, what's going on? James here, and in this video today, we're going to be talking about a topic that has been on a lot of national media's minds, as well as some fans' minds alike, and that is that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to Lambeau Field to play in the frozen tundra. Now, I'm not discrediting anything here. Respect to Lambeau Field. It's a great stadium, and it is going to be cold. But I've seen a lot of people, again, both in the national media and in some fan circles, say that the Buccaneers aren't going to be able to handle the cold weather and that they're just going to collapse. And this is an insanely huge competitive advantage that the Green Bay Packers hold over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And again, I'm not saying that the Buccaneers are just going to go in here and demolish the Packers because they can handle cold weather. I don't believe that at all. I still think this is going to be an insanely competitive game, and any team can win this game. But I don't think people are looking at this talking point in the right way. So I wanted to give my thoughts on it, talk about some other talking points that people should be talking about, and I wanted to get your thoughts about this down in the comments section below. So, as I said, a lot of people feel, hey, this is a Florida team. They're going to be going up north to play in Lambeau Field, the frozen tundra, you guys all know, and they're just not going to be able to handle it. And I'm saying this without, I'm not saying this because of bias or anything like that, but at the end of the day, these guys are NFL players. And at some point in their careers, be it college or in the NFL, I'm pretty sure every single guy on this team knows what it's like to play in cold weather. Right now, the forecast is, I believe, 29 degrees Fahrenheit, that is. It's, I believe, a 30% chance of snow and 7-mile-per-hour winds that are going to be, the overall forecast for this football game. So those are definitely manageable conditions. Now, as I said, there are some different takeaways that I want to talk about that could be a thing due to that weather. Again, they're not going to go to Lambeau Field and just collapse and fall to the ground. The Green Bay Packers are not, abominable snowmen. None of those things are real. But there are some things that could be affected in this game due to those weather conditions. 7-mile-per-hour winds could affect the velocity of the passing game, could affect the direction of the ball in the special teams game, both kicking and punting, and we could potentially see more running from both of these teams, which would be very interesting to see, as both of these teams have a very good group of running backs, and they both have some pretty decent run defenses. The Buccaneers having, I believe, a top 1 or 2 run defense. The Green Bay Packers, I believe, have a top 10 to 15 run defense. So that would be interesting. Those would be the takeaways that I would consider when looking at the weather. Not just, LOL, it's a Florida team and they're playing in cold weather, game over. But I would rather look at the other points and say, how is this going to affect the game plans? And it could affect the game plans in a pretty decent way, and revolving around special teams, the passing game, and the running game as well. But I do want to say it is disappointing to see this be one of the main talking points. It's not unexpected, as it's a storyline. The Green Bay Packers, obviously, Aaron Rodgers is the first title game he's ever going to be hosting at Lambeau Field. They want a story. There's your story right there. The frozen tundra, all this stuff. And I'm not, taking away the validity of the frozen tundra and Lambeau Field and things like that. Again, it's a tough place to play in, hands down. But the Buccaneers aren't just going to lay down because it's a little cold. That's what the point I wanted to make there, and I wanted to look at it in a different perspective. There are definitely a lot of other things that people should be talking about. Aaron Rodgers versus Tom Brady, guess what? That's never happened in the playoffs before, so that's the first talking point right away, in my opinion. Aaron Rodgers is the favorite to be the NFL MVP, and Tom Brady has brought a team that hasn't won a playoff game in 18 years and hasn't made the playoffs in 13 years all the way to the NFC Championship game from the wild card round. That's another good talking point. These are two of the most balanced teams in the entire NFL right now as it stands. Makes sense since they're both in the NFC Championship game. They are technically 2 of the 4 top teams in the NFL, and they're both pretty good for a lot of different reasons that should be talked about. Now, I've already talked about both these teams earlier on in the season, but for both teams, they have incredible defenses, they have incredible offenses, they even have incredible special teams, minus a couple of punt coverage situations against the Saints in the divisional round for the Bucs. But as I said, it's disappointing that one of the main talking points is it's gonna be cold. Florida team, let's see what happens, when there's so many more different things you could talk about and so many more different angles and storylines you could go with. And yes, I'm sure there are national media outlets that are going with that, but I just wanted to kind of get my thoughts out about how the cold could really affect this game, what things you should be looking out for, as well as some other storylines that, in my opinion, are worth more keeping your eyes on. Aaron Rodgers versus Tom Brady, yeah, that's one heck of a matchup, and Tom Brady's just coming off of a very solid matchup with Drew Brees as well. I mean, this is great football, and I feel like the focus isn't always where it should be, so I just kind of wanted to give my thoughts about that here. But guys, that's going to be it for this video. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. How do you feel the cold weather is going to affect this game? This video is probably going to be something along the lines of, can the Buccaneers survive the cold of the NFC Championship game, or something like that. Ultimately, yes, I think that they're going to survive. They're going to go out there and play some football. Heck, some guys are going to be in shorts. Some guys are not even going to be thinking about the cold. But I think where it does lie in the fact is what's going to happen with the game plans revolving around both teams. That's my thoughts on the cold weather situation there. Anyway, guys, leave me your thoughts about that down in the comment section below, as well as some of the other storylines that I mentioned about what's going on with both teams down in the comment section below as well. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hope y'all enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next video or the next live stream. But until then, and as always, guys, goodbye for now, and go Bucs.